Good morning. I'm L. Jones, and today I am here to present on some data that I collected from students in the AUC about black religion and how religiosity may have fluctuated from childhood to early adulthood while attending college in the AUC. Here we go. And I will begin with a chart. This chart basically sums up a little bit about what I'm trying to find. So here you have the age group of 18 through 19, which I will be considering the early adulthood. Then you have the younger age group right here, which basically shows you that upon attending college, it raises from 12 to 19, and then it drops back down from each subsequent age group. But where I'm focused on is right here. So I'm focused on the fluctuation of childhood to early adulthood. And just to give you an idea of where I was going with that, give you some data that I researched online. Next, you have some information that I want to let you guys know about. On average, the U.S. is considered to be one of the most religiously active nations. So in America, we have a big melting pot of people from different cultures and heritages from Black, Spanish, from the islands, from Asia, from Africa. So this is a big melting pot, and a lot of people in America are very active in their faith, which says a lot about America. And out of this group, African Americans are the most involved with a faith in this nation. So out of all these cultures, African Americans have remained to be deeply rooted in their religion back from their days in West Africa, transferred over to America through slavery, still being deeply rooted with their West African religion. It's still to this day prevalent among blacks. So most blacks or African Americans are affiliated with some belief system or practice of religion. Statistically, 9 out of 10 or 87% of these blacks are affiliated with the religion, which says a lot about black people as a whole, because if 9 out of 10 people are affiliated with a religion still in 2015, as if they were back in the 1950s and 1900s coming from West Africa, just says a lot about how strong our faith is as a culture. In addition, 79%, which is also 8 out of 10 Americans, feel as though religion plays a big role in their lives. So although 87% of African Americans are affiliated with the religion, that doesn't mean they all feel as though religion plays a big role in their lives. So this statistic basically is here to show you about how important religion is in some of the African American lives. And the statistic differentiates when we talk about the variety of age groups that play a role in religiosity. So the attendance of religious services on a regular basis may truly affect the importance of religion on the lives of many black people today. And I kind of took some of the data that I found and tried to create a trend or see if there was a trend off of the attendance of religious services and the fluctuation of religiosity from early childhood to early adulthood. Here I'm collecting some pictures while collecting some of my data of people who may have taken my survey, and I got great feedback from a lot of these people. They were just basically telling me that the survey was great and it put them in a perspective to see how religion has fluctuated in their lives, because they haven't really got a chance to look at things from that perspective. They've just been living in it and haven't took time to look at it and see, how things may have changed in their faith and things of that nature. So I got a lot of good feedback, particularly from the girls in the right hand corner who took my survey. They kind of gave me great feedback, so it was a great experience, good hands-on. Next, I wanted to probably touch on a little bit about the fluctuation of religious affiliation of women and men. Just here's a chart basically to show you about real-time statistics of that on the unaffiliation portion. Right here, I just wanted to talk about why it may be a gap in men and women, since we survey men and women on AUC campus. And basically, here we go. So some of my data saying that most young African Americans are reported to be unaffiliated of any religion than older African Americans. Well, I researched this data, and I'm basically trying to see how true that is. So this leads to my research question. Again, how does religiosity fluctuate from early childhood to early adulthood in the AUC? So basically, to talk about that, when it comes to religion, 1 in every 10 African Americans nationally are reported to be unaffiliated to any faith. With the breakdown of gender, that would be 16% male, 9% female, as we just showed in the chart. So we'll touch on that a little in a few seconds, a little later. And studies show that social and political attitudes can be linked with religion. Also, for example, blacks that are more affiliated with religion may be against many of the unappealing aspects of society. When I say unappealing aspects of society, I mean things like abortion, homosexuality, and other things that may be accepted by some but looked down upon by most. So when I say this, basically saying African Americans who are active in a religion may be more observant and more aware of the things that are going on in society, which are not good for us as a society, when others may be blind to or may be more accepting to it because they're not as religious or as connected to their faith. Here we go. So next, I have my survey, and of course, I wanted to survey black people. So first is the preliminary question, which states, are you black? The next question is, how important was religion in your life before you came to college? Next is, how important is religion in your life as a current college student? Third, do you attend a religious service regularly? If no, please check a reason why. I did that portion just to get a deeper statistic on why they may not be attending college and if it correlates with how regularly they go to church while in school. And last, I just wanted to get a demographic of some of the regions that these people may come from and maybe a trend of, you know, how deeply rooted they are in the South, North, Midwest, and West, and how they're fluctuating from coming to college, and how it may be a trend in these different regions. So, going to my data that I collected. So, from a sample of 50 students from Spelman, Clarkland, and Morehouse about their involvement with black religion, I found out a lot about some of the trends and data, and I compared it a lot to the national average that I found. So, I report that 44% of students in the AUC saw religion as somewhat important before attending college. 40% saw religion as very important, and lastly, 16% were unaffiliated. So, this was my first question, and it helped me get an idea of how students looked at religion before they came to college. And next, while attending college, 72% of these students are said to see religion as very important. 22% of these students now see religion as somewhat important, and 16% of students in the AUC are unaffiliated now. So, from 40% to 72% is a 32% growth rate on students seeing how religion is very important in their lives, which is great. Basically saying that when they come to college, students are more connected or feel as though their faith is stronger, I guess, being away from home and being on their own. 22%, which is a somewhat important drop. So I guess some of those people were more influenced by black religion. And next, if this sample I wanted to determine if church going may have played a factor in her religious affiliation. And from my research, 50% of students attend church service regularly and 50% don't. Of these 50% that don't, there are variables as to why they do not attend church service regularly. 28% of these students have yet to find a suitable church. 52% of these students have no time to attend church due to time management, whether it be studying, whether it be going to work, whether it be exercising. I just wanted to know if it was time management and not just them not being interested. And lastly, 20% of these students are totally not interested in church service. So just trying to narrow that down from that 20%. And that 20% who are not interested, they are in belief of a religion. They're just not interested in attending a regular church service, which is a personal preference. So to basically conclude the data that I found and just expound on more of the points that I wanted to touch, up in the top right hand corner, you have a graph basically just showing you how an unaffiliation of African Americans in a religion may fluctuate from the national average to before college and upon attending. And as you see, it fluctuates from before college and upon attending. And upon attending, is the percentage is lower than the national average, and before college is higher than the national average. So coming to college does something for people in their belief, in their faith, in their activeness in it. So in comparison to the national statistics, 56% of African Americans see religion as very important in their life. In the AUC, only 40% of these students see religion as very important before coming to college. Now, after coming to college, the number rose to 72%, which is great. But on the other hand, the national average for African Americans that are unaffiliated to any faith are 11% nationally. But in comparison to 16% of AUC students that were unaffiliated with the faith before coming to college, and 6% of AUC students are unaffiliated after coming to college. So once again, we're talking more about that fluctuation of unaffiliation, which drops from the 16% to the 6% after attending college, which is great. This is great. It just says a lot about students while they're in school and their beliefs, and just black people and black religion, how deeply rooted it may remain, even coming to college, leaving home, leaving their parents, leaving their roots. So black religion is very powerful. Church going is at more of an average rate. 50% of students in the AC are active in church while attending, and vice versa for the non-active students. So due to this information, I see that activeness comes from personal preferences and how strong an individual's faith remains upon attending. So 50-50 doesn't really give you too much information on how that may correlate into their activeness in religion. So I basically took that and told you that this fluctuation may just come from personal preferences, because if 50% students are not going and 50% are, then you have to go deeper and find out, well, what is that variable that's creating the activeness of church going, and that may be a deeper research question for a later date. But I can basically tell you that it's not church going that is affecting the impact on religion on these students' lives. It's not church going. It's personal preference, because although 50% don't go to church, of those 50%, there's a vast majority that still are very strong in faith and feel as though faith plays an important role in their life. So, and we receive that from the data. That's a trend that I found. And from the data, Southern people seem to have the strongest activity in religion, just as there are in the national average. 60% of African Americans are affiliated with black religion in the South. And of the AUC students, 52% are affiliated with black religion in the South, from the South. So it's just basically another comparison, and just shows you a close statistic on how a national average of 6 out of 10 people who are affiliated with black religion reside in the South or are from the South. And on our campus, 52%, which is 5 out of 10, about just as close, are affiliated with black religion as well. So by doing this research, I found a lot about AUC students and how they are active in religion and how they see black religion. And our culture has just been deeply rooted from the things that I've learned in this class, from all the way back to Western Africa, and even beliefs that came from Europe and Rome, from other nations in the East that helped help create our religions today, and help them become so profound and such a strong foundation to where black people such as myself and other AUC students are still able to have these belief systems and let these faiths positively affect our lives, to where we can be the individuals we want to be and still use religion and faith to help us get through college. So I hope this presentation helped you and informed you of some of the information about students in the AUC and how they see religion and how it has impacted their lives, and how religiosity fluctuates from early childhood to adulthood. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for your time.